Alright guys, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys are returning, I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody that's stopping in. But yeah, I'm sure you guys can see by the thumbnail of the video that we're going to be doing a side-by-side of regular corn for mushroom spawn and drippy corn for mushroom spawn. I'm going to try and do everything exactly the same, other than in 7 of the jars there will be corn syrup in it, and in 7 of the jars there won't be. I already weighed out the corn, so this is exactly 4 pounds. This is exactly 4 pounds to the point. When I pressure cook them to absorb the water, I'm going to do it in the exact same amount of water. And when I do it with the corn syrup, I'm going to measure out 1.5 ounces into the water. I'm going to put it in, and then I'll pressure cook them both for 30 minutes to absorb the water. Take them out, let them air dry for a little while, and then I'll put them in jars. This makes 7 jars. This makes 7 jars. I'm going to weigh every single jar so that they're weighed. So they're exactly the same weight, and then I'm going to inoculate everyone with 5 cc's of the same liquid culture out of the same jar. And I'll take pictures of the jars, and we'll do a side-by-side at the end of it and see which one came out on top and by how much. I think that the drippy corn is going to be quite a bit faster, but I don't know how much quicker. I've actually only ever used drippy corn, and ever since I started using drippy corn over wheat and millet, I've seen a significant difference in how quick it colonizes. So I've been curious about this, and yeah, I want to put it to rest. So I'm going to get to it. All right, so now I've got my 4 pounds of corn in there, and I put in exactly 5 quarts of water. First, we're going to be doing the drippy corn. So I'm going to measure out 1.5 ounces corn syrup, which is 45 milliliters. So now I've got that in there. I'm going to get the burner going. I put it almost all the way on high. Put the lid on, and I already have the weight on there. So I'll let it go to where it starts rocking. As soon as it starts rocking, I'll turn the temp down, and right then I'll set my timer for 30 minutes. At 30 minutes, I'll turn it off and strain it out. All right. So now we got the drippy corn drying, just strained it out, and we're letting it dry for a little bit before we put it in the jars. Now it's time to do the regular corn without the syrup. So that's 4 pounds of corn exactly, 5 quarts of water. Alright. Stir it up. Make sure there's nothing that's going to be dry sitting on the bottom to burn it. Then we just got to start it. All right, now the non-drippy corn is drying right now, and I already got the drippy corn in the jars. I put 460 grams into every single jar. That's the same thing I'm going to do with the regular corn once I'm done with this. But now I'm ready to sterilize, so I'm going to put it in the pressure cooker. I'm going to sterilize at 15 psi for 2 hours. When I'm doing bags, I actually do like 3 to 3.5 hours, but just since these are jars, some people say you can do 90 minutes, but I always go that extra 30 minutes, and I don't ever have problems other than I've had 1 or 2 go bad, but it was when I was doing open air transfers, so I'm not sure if it was a contaminant that was in the corn or if it was a contaminant from when I was doing the transfer. But yeah, I'm gonna throw these on, give them 2 hours to sterilize. All right, we got our corn all sterilized here. I put D on the drippy corn jars, and I put R on the non-drippy corn ones. I got 7 jars of each, and each jar has 460 grams of corn in it. So I'm going to put 5 cc's of LC from the same LC jar into each one. All right, guys. The date is September 25th. It has been 7 days since I inoculated these. Here we have the drippy corn. Here we have the regular. And up until about yesterday, they looked like the growth was pretty similar, but now it looks like the drippy corn is actually taking off quite a bit more. But it's kind of difficult to tell because there could still be a lot of growth on the inside of the corn. But here's a regular one. There's the bottom of it. It's got some growth on it. And you can see right there, there's some. So it could be down into the center as well. But pretty much all of them look similar to that. There's some right there. And then the bottom of all of them have growth on them. And you can see, yep, they're in the center. They're on the bottom. Yeah, they're all pretty consistent. I try to do it as consistent as possible. See, this one though, you can see I didn't spray it in the center. I sprayed it on the side. So it does have a lot of growth. And like I said, this is the regular corn. And so it's been exactly the same amount of time. I inoculated these all at the same time. They all got 5 cc's of liquid culture that all came from the exact same batch. I try to do everything as precise as possible. I put the same amount of corn in all the jars, weighed it all out. But yeah, so here's the drippy. It looks like there's less in these jars just because the other ones are ball jars, and I don't know, these ones are a little wider or something. They look like less, but they actually all have 460 grams of corn in them. But anyway, yeah, you know, there's that much growth in this one, which that one in the back where I sprayed it on the side looks pretty stinking similar to this actually. But yeah, you can see this is the same thing. Sprayed it in the center, growth all over the bottom. It's been a week. I don't keep my room all that warm. It stays around 70, maybe a little bit under. And this liquid culture might just not be super aggressive, but anyway, yeah, so we got kind of the same thing going on there. Sprayed it in the middle, got growth on the bottom. Some of these other ones where it's sprayed on the side, it looks like there's a lot of growth, but the other ones could have just as much. It's just hidden. But anyway, yeah, that's the 1 week checkup, and I'll be back in a few days. All right, guys, the date is December 31st. It's New Year's Eve, and it has been 13 days since I inoculated these. These ones right here, the regular, no sugar added. These are the drippy corn with the corn syrup. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm actually a little bit surprised. I thought that the drippy corn would just blow them out of the water, but they're looking pretty similar right now. I'm gonna be doing a break and shake today, and then after that, I'll have a better idea. But this is one of the drippy corn. You know, there's a bunch of growth in the middle, so it's hard to tell. I'll try and show you a couple from each to have it sprayed down the side. But this is a drippy corn where I hit it on the side. So there's a lot of growth on there, you know. But here's a regular one also with it down the side. Let me find one. Here's a regular one where I hit it on the side also. And I used 5 cc's in all these, so you know the control should be pretty similar. But they look like they're growing pretty close to the same. But like I said, I'm gonna be doing a break and shake right now, and then we'll check back when they get a little closer. All right, my hands hurt. Should have done that on a tire, but they're all mixed up. Check back in a little bit. All right, guys, we're back again. The date is January 7th. These were inoculated on December 18th, so it has been 20 days. And these are almost ready. They'll all be ready in the next 1 to 2 days, but you know, I'm kind of surprised. Here, we'll take a look at the regular first. They're all pretty consistent, about in the same stage. You know, there's a little bit of coverage left, but there's a regular. Here's a regular. couple spots that need to fill in. And then here's the drippy. And honestly, I cannot tell a difference at all. They'll all be finished on the exact same day. So for me, if unless you're doing grain to grain from drippy to drippy, then I don't really see any reason to be using sugar to make your corn. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah, something I've been interested about, and now I kind of know. So thanks for watching.